Hello, and welcome to C Train Station. I'm C Train. This is a station, and we have a very special guest, Mr. PLB. PLB, why don't you say hello to the people?
Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm PLB, coming from Oregon, here to chat up some sports, and let's rock this.
Yes. So PLB is like one of my dearest friends. I do sometimes rank my friends. He is easily my #1 Oregon friend, tied for #1 overall friend now with Ben B. So we have done it. You have upped the echelon in the rankings. Congratulations. And you heard it here first on C Train Station. PLB has upped the echelon. Top tier right there. Platinum status right there.
Here we go. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
So, because it's do or die. Win
or cry.
Go, baby, go. Yes. Oh, if you've seen the movie Little Giants, you know what we're talking about. If you haven't, go see the movie Little Giants. It's adorable. Is it not, PLB? Like,
it's a classic.
It's a classic.
Straight up a classic.
There we go. I say it's adorable. PLB says it's a classic. That's like the difference between like that.
Indeed.
I like the way that you're talking right there. It's a sweetheart, adorable movie. Okay. But we're here to talk first and foremost about some basketball. We got the Western Conference Finals, Eastern Conference Finals. First, of course, C Train Station is pretty much all about Dub Nation and Warriors content. Now, we have always collaborated in the past. You just may not have seen it with PLB because he is a step brother 3 times removed from Dub Nation. He's a huge Sonics fan. I think you got the GP. He's got the Gary Payton jersey on.
Yeah, baby. The glove.
Huge fan of Durant, or a pretty big fan of Durant because of that. He's got
even Westbrook, man.
Exactly.
Sonics never technically played for him. So, exactly. And he is the Mr. Triple Double 3 years running. Like
100%. Yeah. He's so skilled. He's so skilled. You know, like with Westbrook, real quick, and I'm not even trying to I'm not trying to bag on him, but like some constructive criticism for him. And this is like really interesting for me to like, not even the shooting. I think that he should maybe understand games in general a little bit. Like I'm not even kidding. Like it just games. Like basketball is a game, and okay, this is a good example. It's like how Brady has gotten good at the game of football, and almost I don't know. I forgot where you stood on Brady or anything like that. But long story short,
he's the GOAT.
Exactly, and you get better, and if you can engage in an actual game, you will get better at time. For example, a video game, you usually don't get worse. For example, a board game, once you get the hang of it,
it's like chess, dude.
Exactly.
You start off, you suck. The more you play, the better you get. And then, you play enough times, you're kicking ass.
Exactly. And I feel like Westbrook, he has obviously the talent's there. The shot comes and goes, like you were sort of saying as well. And the selection, but dude, it's his acknowledgement of where he's at in the game and where the game is at. That's why, because I'm living in Southern California now, and we're getting a lot the Laker fans really critical of him, and that's honestly it's because his selection at critical times is speculative. But we always, C Train Station will go on tangents, and we will go on tangents tons.
Of course.
Western Conference Finals, we got the Dubs and we got the Dallas Mavericks.
Mavs.
Yep, we got the Dub Nation and the Mavs.
Yep.
So which is gonna be amazing. Now the Mavs, I've seen their whole series versus the Suns, and right now they're legitimately I'm telling you, PLB,
they're peaking.
Yes,
their confidence is sky high.
That's the scariest thing, especially in a tournament which you're playing right now. This is a tournament. You got we have 2 best-of-7 game series, Eastern, Western Conference, and then you move on upper echelon. So the team that is peaking in the tournament is those are sometimes the teams to look out for. Now, I think that there's one player for the Mavericks that we all know about, and because he's the guy. Who are we talking about?
He is.
Yep.
Luka Magic.
Luka Magic, seriously. And he is oh, wow, I legit have goosebumps. I don't know if we can hone in on that. We can't with the screen, but the guy gives me goosebumps because of how he doesn't, you can't take him off the ball in any way, shape, or form.
No.
So, it's you can throw 3 people at him and he just can walk past them. It's
interesting stat for you in the playoffs here. He actually averages 10 minutes of possession time alone, leading all the playoff players right now.
Wow. So he has the ball that much. He's in possession. That makes him, honestly, on offense. I mean, like the Warriors play like they do have a good like ballless game in terms of like offense, but like
speaking of pace,
yes,
they're actually like 14th. They pass the ball on average 300, almost 400 times a game in the playoffs. But against the Mavericks during the regular season, they were only in 350 roughly.
See,
so
it's
like a 50 pass drop off almost. And those stats are a little skewed. Don't like directly quote me. I believe it's more like 30 passes a game difference.
No, when we say like, it's you give us that nice. There's like some leeway there.
20 Christian.
Exactly.
But like legit, the Mavericks play the slowest in the playoffs. The Warriors love to play the pace. Yes. So it's really interesting. And the fact that 3 out of 4 times the Mavericks won against the regular season, they stymied the passing. Like
they did.
Down by like 30 passes a game. So that's going to be interesting to see if they can do it in the playoffs 7 games in a row or
definitely
in a row. Even.
And it's interesting because like aggregate. So like if you took the total scores of all the Warriors games against the Mavericks, which is super weird, and I don't get into stats like that much because I'm like a feely wishy-washy type of person. But like if you look at the stats, this is an interesting one. It's like the Warriors total points, I believe, is more than that. Like the differential is close to the same right there. So it's like they're playing each other pretty equal, but the Warriors, I believe, had like a point advantage in total points. I don't know if that says anything about spreading it because it's about wins and losses, especially in the playoffs. But also, it's really tough because I don't know how many times they couldn't have played him that many times with now we're looking at full squad.
Draymond only played him once in the regular season.
Thank you.
They play him 4 times.
That is. So I think that you're like the question that you and I both have, that Dub Nation has, how can the Warriors stop Luka and can he be stopped?
You're not going to stop him, but you can hope to slow him down or you let him do his thing and just shut down the rest of the players. So what they will do is throw big bodies and smaller bodies like Thompson and Wiggins at him. The bigger would be like Draymond and maybe Kuminga.
Yes.
So if he gets much playing time, so they're going to try to wear him down with the bigger and smaller bodies and just really like I think they're just going to hope he let him do his thing and just try to shut down the rest of the players because the depth they have in their favor, the Warriors do.
See, and like I know, and I like agree. Like it's so tough because some of the Warriors' depth are out, and not really anymore. But like
they're expected to be coming back here by like game 2 or 3. They should be almost full force.
Yes, and so what I'm thinking is, it's just so tough with Luka. Well, this is another thing. I think that the Warriors. This is more like a 7-game series is more. This isn't like a quick one and done type thing. It's not like an NCAA tournament game. So what I'm saying with that is that the Warriors coaching staff is legitimately going to have to work, and they're going to have to work hard. And there is one thing that I do have faith in, and this is like sort of interesting. Like that I know. I mean, Jason Kidd is the coach of the Dallas Mavericks. He's like a Bay Area guy. You know that I love him, and like.
But who has the rings of coaching?
Exactly.
Well, it's not his first year. It's his first year with the Mavs, but
but like Steve Kerr has the rings coaching. But the one thing that I think the Warriors can do is I think that they have the ability to change up and modify their game plan and make those changes a little bit easier than the Mavericks. And this is only because it's like you're
100%.
Jason Kidd's an amazing coach, honestly. I love the way that he talks, but I think that if his game plan runs out, it's going to be harder for him to switch things up. And he has less auxiliary. What is he going to do? Go to Jalen Brunson and Spencer Dinwiddie? Like the Warriors legitimately do have 3 players. Well, they have 2 right now. Like right now, this instant, that have been shown time and time again in playoff, in championship situations, that they can go off on offense, and that's Steph and Clay. That's like not an argument.
You know what? Don't forget Draymond. He can hit
because of his ability, because he's a baller. And it starts on defense with the Warriors. It starts with those turnovers. It starts with the missed shots. And Draymond in transition is one of the most deadly players in transition in the last 15 years. And it's because of who he has on his wings. If I have Steph Curry,
otherwise
you're the most, like, if you have like the Splash Brothers, then you're the most dangerous person.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like, but that is true. And
he has super high IQ, and he's been with them since he's been in the league. He's got a great feel, but he has made some dumb bonehead passes. I'm pretty sure 2 teammates alone in the head this postseason. So,
and he can't. And like one thing that and this is okay because I have to because the thing is like it's tough for me to ever criticize the Warriors because like they're literally champions. Like Draymond, Steph, and Clay are champions, and like I can't. And they pretty much have
they were the last dynasty.
And they've like, not to be weird, like between me and you, I guess it's between they've like made my life better, like just by following them. Like honestly, like they are good.
They've made basketball more enjoyable because you can't have a high-paced game without all those threes.
Definitely. And
140 points a game.
Yep. So what I think
defense, but
absolutely. So what I think is that you have to trust Draymond, even though he's like going to a podcast like he's like podcasting a lot, like after
it's just like CJ McCollum though,
and that's okay though.
Doesn't affect the game,
and that's okay, I guess, because like I guess I didn't know that Ja wasn't gonna play, but Ja was like at nightclubs in San Francisco like till 3 o'clock, like till like 2 or 3, like off, and so it's like I guess to me like. I don't know how they do it, honestly. I guess they're more like a marvel, So, but what I'm saying
also like 22.
I hope that he's locked in because he's going to have to be more than locked in to contain Luka, and it's really going to be, in my opinion, Klay Thompson might step up, but if I were the Dubs coach, Andrew Wiggins and Draymond Green are like the most adept with their ability. Andrew Wiggins is like actually way stronger than you think. Exactly. He's the X factor right there for sure. Right. Mm-hmm. He's way stronger than I think people give him credit for. And I think he can hold his own in the post, and he's not that, and he can play defense without fouling. Which is different than Kuminga. I could see Kuminga, like the Warriors starting Kuminga, and it's literally going to be Luka gets the ball, tweet, foul. Luka gets the ball, tweet, foul on Kuminga. Kuminga, he's out of the game. Then the Warriors like, okay, where do I go? That's why players like, I want Kuminga to get in there more for his like versatility, rebounding, and ability to run the floor and finish. However, I think Otto Porter Jr. is going to have a really big series. He's like one of the Warriors' underrated bench players who's going to need to step up. Now, what do you think the Mavs need to do to beat the Warriors?
So they need to do what they did in the first couple games during the regular season. That's really limit the 3-point shooting. They really actually like kind of stymied them from all the shots they did. So that's going to be a huge factor. And then I think it's going to be, they almost want to play a low scoring game, like first one to 100, almost like
100%.
Walk the ball up and maybe even increase that average to like 12, because that's literally a 25% of the game right there in his hands where he can control it.
Exactly. So. My thing is, now that you say that, one thing that does resonate a little bit is that the Warriors do have the ability to push. I think we're going to learn this. Can the Warriors push him off the ball? Like the Warriors have been able to do it to like, and this is like 3+ years ago. They did it to a pretty prime Harden and Paul. And I know that those guys are different. Luka's a champion, and he's been literally doing it since he was 9. However, the ability to take somebody off the ball, like
Kawhi Leonard couldn't do it.
That's against
Paul George couldn't do it.
So if they can't do it, then
I don't think they can. That's why I think their game plan needs to be let Luka score as much as he wants, even if it's fucking 50 a game.
Yeah, and see if he gets tired.
Guys under 50 points.
Definitely, and and honestly, like, hey, it's possible Luka, and like I would say attack Luka like mercilessly when he's on defense, and maybe
I would go I would body him like I would first quarter try to run the ball. After that, I'm putting big bodies on him through the second and third, and come fourth, try bring in that death lineup of the Warriors.
Yeah, definitely. And you hope, and like this is not. I say this, and it's like seems like a joke. Like maybe he can legitimately get a little bit fatigued and tired from making so many dynamic plays and so many baskets early on that when it does push comes to shove in the final 10 minutes, the Warriors can, because the Warriors can put on like, and if he's going like that, or it's like Curry will smell blood and he can put up 15 like seriously,
and he'll
like
get hot. All it takes is one shot for Curry and one shot for Clay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Or a free throw, even. Literally a set of free throws gets Clay going. We've seen before. And I personally think Clay is the most deadliest because it's a catch and shoot. We need 60 points off 11 dribbles.
The deadliest warrior. Have you ever seen that show? That's Clay right there. Deadliest warrior.
Yes.
Clay Thompson, 6'7".
There we go.
15 pounds. This devastator and wreaker of death will demolish all in his path. But no, dude, he is dynamic. Clay is. I think that one of my X factors too is Jordan Poole, and this is why. Can Jordan Poole get to the free throw line because he's so crafty? He is crafty.
My thing is can he finish a series?
But can he finish
in the first few games? And then it's like the second half of each series so far, he's cold as hell.
Yeah, exactly. And here's another thing. It's like I'm not even getting like if you're looking at of course you're looking at this if you're a fan of one now. This is like the audience. If you see Jordan Poole like this, like he has to be like locked in. He's got to be like that, like when Bruce Lee friggin' buffs up and stuff like that. Yep. When Diaz brothers do that thing, you know what I mean? You can do the flex more. I didn't even want to do the flex. I've been working out, man. I've seen your Instagram. You work out and stuff like that, man. I wasn't flexing just to let everybody know. I'm not even kidding. But anyway, dude, you want to see those types of mannerisms in him, and you want to see, I would say, one indication of how these games are going just off of like the eye test. If the score is something like 37-50, you're at halftime, the Mavs might win. Like honestly, because we're looking at that, right? But if we're looking at like in the 60s to in the 50s, that's more.
I would almost say anything above 55. If both teams are right around 55, whereas I would say 65-35% chance of taking that game.
There we go, 100%.
So I'm gonna hit you with this predictions. Obviously, I know you're going Warriors.
Yes, I'm going Warriors. Of course, because I can't not go Warriors, honestly.
Games?
I think I would hope, that's a tough one. I say that I actually say it goes 6, but I don't know how it gets there. That's the issue.
6-2.
Okay, you know what? I think that, I'm not going to lie. I think that we may have talked about this earlier once, but just for the record, I did forget what you did say, but now that I remember, I think you did say 6. I didn't mean to take that, but like, I did. How it happens. I'm not sure. That's the thing. Oh, here's one other thing, and we're running out of time, which really stinks right here. But, what was I going to say? Like another thing is that with this, it's just, if the Mavs can take one of the first 2 games, it's going to be big time trouble for Golden State. That's one thing. If the Warriors can at least get the first 2 games at Chase Center because they're the home team in this series, things are going to be a whole heck of a lot different in terms of how they're playing. Like this is just an example, like a real quick one. I think that they have a greater chance of injuries if they lose one at Chase because I think that they're going to be pushing too hard. They have a greater chance of even stuff like that. So PLB, what's your prediction? We got about 2 minutes left.
I see that. Because I know you're going Warriors.
Yeah.
I initially think Warriors. So just for the competitive spirit, I'm going to take Mavs actually in 5. They're going to take one of those first 2 home games. So.
Wow, you heard it here first.
Mavs in 5.
Woo! Wait, what was that one more time?
Mavs.
It doesn't matter what it was. I just. I love you, dude. No. PLB saying Mavs in 5. C-Train, Warriors in 6. We're going to update this, hopefully. PLB, we're going to have you back super soon. This was really fun, man. Really fun.
We got to come back and do the Eastern Conference here real soon.
We got to do the Eastern Conference. I know. We talked so long about that.
I'm down to actually. If you got time, I got time.
Yeah, we might even be able to like rewind and reset and do this right now. So, do you have anything to say to the C-Train audience or anything like that? Anything that you have to say?
It has been such a pleasure being here, guys. Thanks for having me. Love to see you, Shane, for having me here. And hopefully I'll be back more often.
You know it. You know it. C-Train and PLB signing out. Give it a pound. Boom. All right. Later, brother.
Later, dude. Have a good one.
You too.